Coach, we have a damp and rainy afternoon in the tri-state area as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium in the Garden State of New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here I come! Here I come! Here I come! Here I come! Half 85!
From the gun, they give to Tomlinson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Watch twist. All 52. Check 9. Cloud.
On 2nd down, it's Tomlinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On 1st down, Allen. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Check it out, Reed. Hey, get him. You got him.
Out of the gun, it's Tomlinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Watch 98. Watch 98. 98 to Mike. Rabbit.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Allen. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose.
Hey, exit. Stay at home.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And Diggs has it. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
53 is the mic. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go. He's coming. We got double up. Half. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Go.
Operating from the red zone now. Allen. He's got it. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. Tomlinson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Set. 60 or. Man left, man left. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
The drive starts with a run by Perkins. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. 2nd and 9 now. A dump off to the flat for Perkins. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Watch the shift. Middle. Half. 5.
On 2nd and 9. Allen. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And he loses the football a second time.
Let's go.
Allen going to come to the line here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now it's Tomlinson. And an alley to run. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Check. Check. I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine. Check 43. Check.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, watch the slant. Watch 52. Under coach. Watch 52. Hey, orbit.
On 2nd down and 4. Allen. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
198. Watch 98. Alert! Hey. High 7. Get that ball.
From the gun on 3rd down. Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. From 19 yards away. And the Bills will add on to their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A big play there. 76 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yep.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talking about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Tomlinson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Hey, echo. Look at me. Go.
Throwing on 1st down. Eason escaping the pressure right. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. The end result, 21 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
And, Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
And this is Tomlinson. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Out. Check 31. Regular.
On second down, Tomlinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Wild Bill. Check. Quick edge. Come here, tight.
Now Tomlinson on 1st and 10. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Come on.
From just shy of midfield, Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Going to throw deep for the end. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Going up top for Miller. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Watch the eye. Alert.
So after the INT, it's Allen. He's going to let it go again. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this route?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that...
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And second...
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can...
He's got him in, complete. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Operating from the gun, Eason to the goal line. line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Ready?
From the gun, Eason. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Let's go, interception, baby, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than...
And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
All day, every day, any day.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Pick it up, D. 25.
Tomlinson. This will go for 5 up to the 33.
Right there. I got him. On me.
And here's Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Hey, tight.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Throwing now is Allen. He's going to look deep down the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, Tomlinson. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're running. Tomlinson. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hey, home. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Go.
Hey, motion backfield. Mike.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 30 yards.
Down, Eddie! 65. Regular.
Allen fakes the give and keeps himself. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. On 1st down, Eason. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
2nd and 4. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. This quarterback now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here.
218, chop
Operating from the gun, Eason. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Going deep this time for Miller. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. Back to throw. Eason. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Pass 85. Pass 85.
From the gun is Allen. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown.
Great job. Touchdown.
As his guys are in for 6. As his guys continue to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner.
We play to win. Let's go.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Here's a 2nd and 7. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, Eason. Flush to his right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're indeed going for it as they lift to throw. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. On 1st and 10, Eason dancing to his left. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone, and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Let's make these babies cry.
To throw again, Eason. Flushed out right, and that's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun give to Perkins. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Ready to break. 50, minus 50. Here we go, D. Get off the field. Choose.
Operating from the gun, Eason. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Again, it's Tomlinson. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Here's Allen to throw it. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
Check right, check right. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Check. Check hot route. Hot. Showing A.
They'll run on first down. Tomlinson, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Alert flare, alert. 56, Monday. Check 50, check 50. Look out.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. And his pass incomplete. The safety Jamal Adams able to break that one up.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
Go. Mike, 53, Mike. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D.
Half. Gun.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Rip right.
Hey. 5-7.
Check 53.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. It's complete to Diggs. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
Bravo!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Drops this off to Tomlinson, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
What? 98's the mic. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Middle.
Slam.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
What? 98's the mic. All right, D, let's try. All right, D. Hatchet.
Alert!
On second down now, Tomlinson. And he loses the football a second time. And I think the offense got it back. They did. Inside the 10-yard line, they avoid disaster. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Allen fakes the give and keeps himself. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this? Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bills, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Jets, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.